A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost the traction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man, Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 944th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity, misogyny, and small dick energy. It is Monday, March 13th of 2023. It is good to have you in today. Thank you all for joining us. As always, we are streaming live simultaneously to YouTube, Rumble, and Sharpe Stream. So however you're watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharpe Reality Live a part of your daily routine. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at Donovan's Den, as well as on Instagram at Donovan Sharpe TSR. All right, gentlemen, the Conference of Masculine Excellence is going down from October 13th through the 15th. It is a 3-day event. And for the second straight year, we are going to have it in sunny Miami, Florida. Fast cars, pretty girls, great food, and awesome weather made it very, very difficult not to descend on the 305, given the success that we had at last year's See Me Now. As always, I'm going to have an absolutely stacked lineup of speakers and presenters who will all be more than willing to talk to you, let you pick their brains, and get whatever guidance and advice you need. Tickets officially go on sale right now. Pardon me. Tickets have been on sale for a week. However, if you are a patron or a Sharpe Stream member, you have access to them now. Keep in mind, gentlemen, that I am capping attendance at 100 attendees. This is a hard cap, gentlemen. This is a hard cap. So make sure you guys get your tickets ASAP so you do not miss out again this year. These keep getting better and better. So head on over to masculineexcellence.com, plug in your very best email, purchase your ticket, and lock down your spot today. Guys, I have over $35,000 of exclusive content you can't find anywhere. Included in this massive archive is more than 20 seasons of dating show breakdowns, including 3 seasons of Love is Blind, 3 seasons of Temptation Island, 2 seasons of Married at First Sight, 2 seasons of F-Boy Island, and many, many more. You will also get access to my Red Pill Theater movie breakdowns. I've broken down movies like Hitch, Think Like a Man, How to Be a Player, 40-Year-Old Virgin, and more. Also included are my collaboration podcasts like The Six, Elite Level Game, Weights and Dates, with panelists featuring Myron Gaines, Kevin Samuels, and Coach Everett Overton. In addition to all of that exclusive content, you will also get access to chat privileges, also members-only events like the Dr. Phil reaction with Rollo Tomasi, and ad-free on-demand video, which includes the podcast versions of all of my live streams, which are free of all of the small talk, shilling, and me talking about things you care nothing about, like my bowling scores, or my fiance's awesome boob job. Now, for a limited time, I'm going to give you guys a 3-day trial to explore and decide if a membership is beneficial to your life. To get started, go to sharpestream.com to check it out. Also, make sure you download the free SharpeStream app. It is available for iOS and Android. Be sure you enable push notifications so you never miss another live stream again. Be sure to pick up my newest free ebook, Dead Bedroom, The Cure for a Sexless Relationship. There are a lot of guys out here in sexless relationships, and I am 761% certain that some of you guys watching right now suffer from the condition known as desertius phallus, which is a fancy way of saying desert dick. If you suffer from this condition, go to tsracademy.com/free, plug in your very best email, and the book is yours. Pardon me. Sorry about that. Guys, later on, I'm going to be doing, I was going to do a breakdown of the Annie docuseries, but I will be opening up the phone lines later on to get your take on Mr. 7 and 7. I want to get your take on Mr. 7 and 7. This is 7 kids, 7 baby mamas. So be sure to stick around for that. If you have something to say, if you have an opinion on it, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. Gentlemen, make sure you get your hands on the highest quality and purest kratom on planet Earth. What brand is that? Well, it's Happy Hippocratum. Guys, I've used this stuff since 2014 and I haven't looked back since. It gives me the energy when I need it and there is positively zero crash. Happy Hippocratum can also replace a lot of unhealthy stimulants we put into our bodies every single day. It can replace your energy drink habit, your coffee habit, and so forth. Go to my affiliate link and get 15% off when you use promo code HTR. Link in description. Link in description. Let's read these. Oh boy, that's blocking my face. We can't have that. There we go. There we go. I've got the sunglasses on today, guys. Not to look cool, but I feel the early onset of migraine headache symptoms starting to rear their ugly head, and of course I'm staring into the light and all these big screens. So to slow down and stymie the progression of said migraine, I'm wearing the sunglasses. This is also in large part why I wear sunglasses when I go on to Fresh and Fit, particularly after hours where the lights are truly the brightest. All right, let's go and read these. Let's go ahead and read these super chats. Shout out to Roberto Moreno with the $10 super chat. Says, happy Kevin Samuels Day. Today is his birthday. Remember, men, keep your blood pressure under control. That is exactly right. Just real quick before I get started here, the death of Kevin was a big time wake up call for me, and I'm I consider myself to be extremely fortunate to have the means with which to take care of my health. I'm on a really good healthy bit of supplements. I just went out and I bought, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 pounds of beets. I'm going to start drinking beet juice every day. That helps with your blood pressure, et cetera, et cetera. And so Roberto Moreno's super chat, definitely apropos there. Guys, your health is your wealth, guys. It doesn't matter how much money you have or how much money you make. It doesn't really mean anything if you're not healthy, if you're not alive to enjoy it, or at least healthy enough to enjoy it. I do very, very well in life. I have an awesome life. I love living the life I live, but I got to take care of myself. And unfortunately, it took Kevin's passing to sort of, put the mirror up to me. So appreciate that, Roberto. Cigarman85 with the $2 super chat says, we have Assassin's Creed Donovan tonight. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Baker19, member for 11 months, says, love the show. Appreciate that very, very much. Kill Chase, member for 1 month, says, glad to see you doing well, Donovan. Appreciate that very, very much. Yeah, Devin and I just traveled down to Miami. We did, we filmed episode 12 of the How to Relationship podcast, and we had a special guest show up for that taping of the podcast. That's right, gentlemen. Your boy Shake from Love is Blind is on that panel. That episode is going to drop on, I want to say on Saturday. It's going to drop on Saturday. We're getting it edited and all that good stuff. Shake spills the tea, a lot of tea, on the goings-on that happened on Love is Blind, how he was made the bad guy, et cetera, et cetera. You guys know how that went. One thing that was really, really cool, and you guys will see this on the podcast, is that Shake told me that Shane actually reached out to him and apologized for throwing him under the bus at the reunion after he saw the video that I made about Shane and Jarrett and Nick. It was very, very big of Shane to reach out and say, hey, you know what, man? I fucked up, my bad, et cetera, et cetera. And Shake is a cool dude. Yeah, just like Devin says in the chat, he's a cool dude. He's the same guy in person. He's talkative, he's outgoing, he's gregarious. And so looking forward to cultivating my relationship with him. He's a good guy through and through, man. He's a good guy through and through, and I'm glad that he was able to see that we have his back in this community. So shout out to him. Eben Zuer, member for 25 months, says, always good to join in. Hope you are all well. Appreciate that very, 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 very much. Fantastic show in store for you guys today. Fantastic show in store for you guys today. I am going to be reacting to Mr. 7 Kids by 7 Baby Mamas interview with Pearl. Dude dropped a crap load of gems in that, so stay tuned. Right after that, I will be taking your phone calls in terms of getting your opinion on the 7 baby mamas with seven different women. But I want to first react to Mr. 7 and 7's video that broke the internet last week. I'm a little behind on this story because, like I said, I've been traveling as of late. I've been making some moves behind the scenes, working on some new projects, and of course, scouting venues for the 3rd annual Conference of Masculine Excellence. But as the saying goes, better late than never. So here we go. Take a look and listen.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live, telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a fuck what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me.
No, sir.
Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this shit and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a fuck.
Boy, that is quite the salvo. That is quite the salvo by Ol' Boy. That is quite the salvo by Ol' Boy. And like I said, I'm going to open up the phone lines later to get you guys' thoughts on this man's video as well as his interview with Pearl. So here's my take on this. So the first thing that jumped out to me was the fact that he said he did not want to be a father to any of these children. Now, at first blanch, one might think to themselves, what a deadbeat. Dude knocked up 7 women and does not want to be a part of the child's life. What kind of irresponsible nonsense is this? I'll tell you what kind of irresponsible nonsense this is. It's women allowing random men to impregnate them. More specifically, allowing a man whose name you do not know to have unprotected relations with you. That is where the real irresponsibility lies. Guys, women have 267 different kinds of birth control. They have the pill, they have the shot, they've got the NuvaRing, they have IUDs. They have so many kinds of birth control available to them that there is positively zero excuse for an unplanned pregnancy. None whatsoever. Now, if you're familiar with the content in this sector of the internet, you're well aware of the immutable fact that men are the gatekeepers of relationships, while women are the gatekeepers of biblical relations. In layman's terms, men decide who gets commitment and women decide who gets the bedroom fun. That's generally how things go. Now, some people may disagree with rebuttals like, well, women control everything. They control relationships and bedroom relations, and those people would be dead wrong. No. It is the men who decides who gets relationships and who doesn't. A woman could tell, listen, a woman could tell everyone she knows that a particular guy she's seeing as her boyfriend, fiance, what have you, but if that man does not claim said woman as his significant other, nobody gives her credit for having claimed him. It is the man's word that solidifies any and every commitment within the context of sexual relationships between men and women. Women don't get down on one knee and propose to the men they want to marry. No, they wait for the man to propose. Why? Because women inherently know and understand that if a man does not want to commit, then there is no relationship outside of intimacy between the sheets. And the last time I checked, situationships and entanglements, shout out to Jada Pinkett and her bald ass, those don't count as commitment. And unfortunately, there are still a good number of modern women who still pretend not to understand this. But I digress. So Mr. 7 and 7 then said that he not only offered to pay for Noit Robus spelled backwards, he also keeps a Plan B pill on standby. Knowing all of this, these women still decided to carry their pregnancies to term. Now, as a side note, I am 645% against Noit Robus spelled, or Snoit Robus spelled backwards. And if anybody wants to know what Noit Robus spelled backwards is, I'm sure one of my members will put it in the chat. But I am very, very strongly against ending the lives of people before they're born. This is not a religious stance, because I'm not necessarily an overly religious person. And this isn't a political stance because I know enough about politics not to sound like an idiot. To me, this is a simple human rights issue. Women say, my body, my choice, but ladies, you don't own your children. They don't belong to you. It is against the law to own another human being, thanks in part to the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery. In order to be a slave, you must be owned by another person or people. Being made to do what you do not want to do is illegal outside of prison. And even then, prisoners should have some level of authority, albeit very little. Or some level of autonomy, rather, albeit very little. But that's a lot more than an unborn child. Making a unilateral decision to end the life of another human being without their consent is homicide. If an infant is born and then the red rum, spelled backwards again, my guys in the chat, educate the layperson here, that is a crime punishable by execution or life in prison. Yet, committing a 187 before the infant is born is legal. Another reason this procedure is the only one that I can think of, in terms of why I disagree with Noit Robus, is that it is the only procedure that goes directly against the Hippocratic Oath, which explicitly states, do no harm. Snoit Roba ends the lives of humans before they're born. Call me crazy, but that sounds pretty harmful to me. Now, those reasons, among others, is why I'm staunchly against Noit Roba. Anyway, the fact that this dude offered to pay for the procedure, number one, had Plan B pills on standby, combined with the 11 baker's dozens of birth control available to women, and they still carried the pregnancy to term, means that it is the responsibility of the mother for getting pregnant and having the child. This situation proves, gentlemen, that once again, modern women want all of the benefits without any of the costs. They want the hot body without having to go to the gym and eat right. They want the high-value man without doing what it takes to obtain and retain a high-value man. This situation is no different, guys. These girls engaged in unprotected sex with a man who made it clear that he did not want children, but they did it anyway. The responsibility falls squarely on them, which leads me to the next gem that Mr. 77 dropped, and that is that women should be more careful about who they sleep with, number one, and number two, they should be even more careful about who they have unprotected bedroom fun with. But Donovan, it takes two to tango. No, it doesn't. It takes two to have sex. But because modern women control access to sex, have an abundance of options in terms of birth control, and decide who lives or dies, and the fact that our court system grants them custody better than 90% of the time when there's a custody dispute, the responsibility falls on them. We're all very, very familiar with the phrase, with great power comes great responsibility. And most people would agree with the statement. Women have literally all the power on the sexual market. But when it comes to dealing with the responsibility that comes with dealing with all that power, all of a sudden they want us to share in that responsibility. Well, guess what? The inverse also applies here. You see, ladies, with great responsibility comes great power. And great power gives you great authority. Parents who are responsible for the health and safety of their own children have authority over them because they're responsible for them. If a kid gets in trouble, we hold the kid's parents responsible, not some random couple they pull out of a hat in some random raffle for responsibility anti-lottery in a dystopian dream world. If women want men to have equal responsibility for creating a life, then men need to have equal power. Men need to have equal rights. Men need to have equal options in birth control and equal outcomes in family court. Obviously, today's men do not, and Mr. 77 is simply telling everyone, hey, I don't have equal power when it comes to reproductive rights, so guess what? I'm not going to share in the responsibility for creating a life that I not only stated I didn't want, but a life I have no authority over. And he is 746% correct. Another popular but extremely weak argument is that he should have worn a condom. Okay, maybe he should have. But I think it's safe to say that women who sleep with men they barely know, these women have enough experience to differentiate the difference between a condom-covered sausage and a sausage without a condom. And the second he slides it in and she realizes he's not wearing a condom, the responsibility immediately falls on her to tell him, hey, put on a condom. Now, wait a minute, Donovan. Why doesn't the responsibility fall on him? I'll give you the reason why. One word: consent. Women can accuse men of EPAR, spelled backwards. Again, chat mods, help me out here. When a man ejaculates in them without their consent. Now, as ridiculous as that sounds, given that, again, a condomless penis feels much different than a covered penis, if we're going to give legitimacy to this ridiculous accusation, then we need to apply the same to the opposite standard. If a woman gives birth to a child, then attempts to contact who she thinks the baby daddy is to support the child financially, any reasonable, fair-minded individual will correctly assume that copulation was indeed consented to. Otherwise, they'd need to contact the police, not the baby daddy. Giving consent means that you're assuming responsibility for the outcome. Guys, this is why we sign waivers when we engage in potentially risky behavior. Devin and I, we had to sign waivers when we took that helicopter ride over the Grand Canyon. We had to sign a waiver when we took that hot air balloon ride over Spanish Springs in Nevada. We also had to sign a waiver when we intertubed down the Truckee River. Waivers protect the company from frivolous lawsuits designed to exploit the very nature of the services they're providing. But Donovan, the baby mamas didn't sign a waiver. Oh, yes, they did. They signed that waiver as soon as she had the knowledge that the eggplant emoji inside them was raw. Allowing Mr. 77 to smash and ejaculate after it became clear that he was not wearing a condom is literally signing a waiver. Let me repeat that. Allowing Mr. 77 to smash and ejaculate after it became clear to her that he was not wearing a condom is literally signing a waiver. We all know and understand that when men and women have unprotected sex, a pregnancy could result from it. This is Biology 101. And so when any given woman allows a sausage to enter her body, and it's clear that said sausage is not wrapped, she is essentially signing a waiver that states, okay, I am engaging in unprotected sex, which could result in a pregnancy. By electing to continue, meaning I don't object verbally, physically, or both, I am assuming responsibility for the potential consequences of this act. Gentlemen, this is consent. And consent is a huge element of the unspoken waiver that is signed when a woman consents to having unprotected relations with a man she barely knows. Then Mr. 77 talks about the fact that these girls were what he called jump-offs. Basically, girls that are recreational use only. Guys, these women are not worthy of commitment outside of 7.5 minutes of sex they give you for simply having a Y chromosome, a smile, and a little game. These women gave this man, whom they did not know, access to their bodies for what he described as the bare minimum. Gentlemen, this is the very definition of a 304. A 304 is a woman who willingly and readily gives her body to hordes of men without them having to do much of anything to get it. How on earth do you expect a man to respect a woman who gives up the butt an hour and 17 minutes after meeting him for the first time? So not only are you not getting the respect because you engaged in the disrespectful act of giving up the butt for next to nothing, you expect this nigga to actually support the kid financially? So let me get this straight. You make the decision to take a man's seed, but if you want a Noit Roba, it's my body, my choice. But if you decide to take the pregnancy to term, which again is a decision made unilaterally, which means by yourself and nobody else, now you want financial support? And finally, he addresses the whole my body, my choice argument, which whether you agree or not, and I don't, it is their choice. Guys, we can kick and scream all we want to, but if a woman wants to get a Noit Roba or have the kid, we don't have a say in that. So guess what? Mr. 77 said, my life, my choice, and he's right. If women can do what's in their best interest without any consideration for the kid, then men can do the exact same thing. Men and women are equal, right, ladies? Your body, your choice, my wallet, my choice. You can't have it both ways, ladies. You can't be both oppressed and empowered at the same time. Doesn't work that way. You want to claim empowerment by indiscriminately sleeping around, but then want to play the victim when you run up on a dude who pulls the okie doke on you? You want to make excuses for women who baby trap men and not hold them accountable, but when a man decides to bounce when you've decided to skirt the responsibility that comes with the empowerment you've been given, now it's a problem? Ladies, if you get all the advantages, if you get all the power, if you get all the leverage, then you take all the responsibility. Everything has a price, even sexual freedom and a lack of sexual temperance. Trying to act all brand new, like you didn't know that having unprotected sex didn't lead to pregnancy, then clutching your pearls when the baby daddy tells you peace out is both pathetic and predictable. Now, do I agree with what this dude has done? Well, that's a yes and a no. Obviously, making people with randoms isn't something I would do. But on the other hand, this man is the only dude being honest about the way men like him feel when women try to exercise their reproductive rights while simultaneously attempting to push the responsibility given to them by a culture that encourages promiscuous behavior. Ladies, if you don't want to get pregnant, then use birth control and require the men you allow into your body to use a condom. It's that simple. Letting random men bust in you, also not being on the slew of birth control options available to you, is inexcusable. Ladies, you have the power. You have the resources. You have everything you need to make these requirements. But because modern women are never held accountable for their actions, they expect to be rescued when they mess up. Getting all up in arms about this dude is like complaining about getting lung cancer from smoking cigarettes. There is a warning label on every pack you purchase. That warning label is the waiver you indirectly sign when you light up the first cigarette of that pack. You can't sue Philip Morris for making cigarettes any more than you can sue the Jack Daniels distillery for your cirrhosis of the liver from drinking too much. You knew the risks, and you engaged in that risky behavior anyway. You smoked that pack of cigarettes. You drank that fifth of whiskey, and you allowed yourself to be impregnated despite having complete and accurate knowledge of the risks involved with this behavior. And the worst part about all of this is that at least you know who your cigarette manufacturer is. At least you know who makes your favorite liquor. These bitches don't even know this dude's name. Say what you want, but this is 237% the woman's responsibility. Ladies, you wanted all the power and you got it. You've got endless birth control options. You've got Plan B available. You've got the advantage in the courts. You have every conceivable advantage when it comes to sexual relations between men and women. This dude, and many like him, even offer to foot the bill for Plan Bs and Noit Robas. But these women refused Mr. 77's offer, and now they're paying the price. I feel not 1 ounce of pity for them, and neither should you, and that is the memo. So I know a lot of people are going to have some, they're going to have strong opinions about this particular topic. Most notably black women, and I'm sure that black men will probably have some strong opinions. Whether you agree or disagree, you will get a chance. You will get a chance to let me know. You will get a chance to let me know and voice your opinion. So let me go ahead and queue up. Let me go ahead and queue up this interview he did. That he did with Pearl. Let me go up here and see if there are any other super chats here. Dre Raven with the $2 super chat says the couch pulls out, but he doesn't. Apparently not. Apparently not. Listen, man, this dude pulled the okie doke. He doesn't know where. Dude, these bitches don't know his name. They don't know where he works. They don't know none of that stuff. Dude is a real one. Dude is a real one. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. All right. Let us get to the main event. We are going to react to Pearl's interview with Mr. Seven Baby Mamas. I think I watched the first 20 minutes of this. So the first 20 minutes, it'll be what I've already seen, and then after that, it'll be completely organic. So away we go.
How did you? I just have so many questions. Okay. Okay, tell me what made you want to make that video first.
Oh, see, I was on TikTok. I usually didn't use TikTok because I was on Instagram. Then I used to say some crazy shit on Instagram, so they ended up taking my Instagram down. So I ended up going to TikTok and eventually started going live with people. And then we'll have just like the conversations that we'll see on your show. You know what I'm saying? Typical conversation like that about this is the dynamic of the male and female relationships standpoints. So eventually, I guess they had to ask something about kids or something about how women don't have well, they do. They have many choices to I guess either abort, give up their rights for children, or adoption. Yeah, they just have so many different options. And then I told them I didn't have those options, and I have 7 kids.
There you go.
By 7 women that I.
It sounds to me like he is. It sounds to me like this guy has RP awareness. Sounds to me like he has RP awareness. He said he used to do this stuff on Instagram, but then they took that down, and so he went to TikTok. Sounds to me like he's got some Crimson Capsule awareness here.
I did not want. Wow. And so and then eventually I was talking for about I guess 7 days, and shit, I just ended up making a video about it because everybody was kept requesting me to come on TikTok lives and to talk about it. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just go ahead and just put it out there and put it on wax and just make a video. And then I already knew it was gonna do like you know what I'm saying, viral in the sense of TikTok. I didn't know that shit was gonna go all across the world. You feel me?
So
this is so funny. Pearl is just, dude, she is just absolutely twisted. She's never heard this before. You guys gotta understand, Pearl is extremely, well, she's not as naive as she used to be, but dude, when she first came into this space, man, she was really naive. Now, what's going on here is this is Pearl's first exposure to some nigga shit. That's what this is. Like Pearl has had interviews and interactions with black men. She's had interviews with black men. This dude is a real nigga. Like this is the first like nigga that she's probably ever talked to. Real shit. Cigarman85 with the $2 super chat says, I bet more women are going to smash him now. You better believe it. You know how degenerate women are.
What? How old's your youngest kid?
I think 4.
4. Okay, so you haven't had a kid in 4 years.
Yeah, that's about a.
She said his youngest kid is 4. Okay, all right.
The youngest should be 4, and that woman was married.
Okay.
Wait. The youngest should be 4, and that woman was married. That woman was married, y'all. So this woman's husband is raising a child he doesn't know isn't his. His wife had another man's child unbeknownst to him.
Do you pay child support at all?
Hell no.
No, not at all.
How do you not?
You gotta know my name, and you gotta know where I live.
There it is.
You gotta know where I work.
Okay, so none of the women actually know your name.
Not at all. I just give them the name T, the same one I gave you.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I mentioned this in my opening monologue. Again, these women had unprotected sex with this dude. They don't even know his name. You had the child. You had the child of a man whose name you do not know.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, so basically these girls, they were all, was it all casual? Were you dating any of them?
I mean, casual sex. It wasn't like, it wasn't like a relationship type thing. It was just, sex. That was it.
That's it.
Some were longer than other ones. Most of them was on the first day. Yeah. Most of them was probably on the first day, next day.
And did you tell them beforehand, like, I don't know, because in the video you made it seem like you told them, like, I don't want anything to do with these kids. Like, when did that conversation come up?
After she pisses the plus sign. Nobody talks about this stuff beforehand. In the heat of the moment, you just have sex. You don't like again, like women are they're very, very mood conscious. If you stop and say, now, for the record, if anything happens, if you become pregnant, I don't want anything to do with the kid. No, that's not a conversation that people are having.
When you releasing a woman, man, like they just, and some of them was kind of accident and didn't know. So when it came up, or like, oh, Miss Period, I'm offering.
He said some of them was an accident and didn't know. Still the woman's fault. Still the woman's fault. If you knew his sausage did not have a condom on it, what are you doing having relations with him?
Abortions at that point. And if I did know, I let in them. It's a plan B. But I'm not about to sit there and hold your motherfucking hand.
There you go.
And watch you take a plan B.
There you go.
You feel me?
Yeah, you're a grown ass woman. You're a grown ass woman.
So it's just like, it's just different scenarios. And this is 7 out of the 10.
Oh,
3 of them. The other 3
I forgot
actually,
about this.
got an abortion. So this 7 out of 10.
You got 10 women pregnant. See, okay.
that he knows of, Pearl.
See, I actually sort of agreed with your video, and I sort of disagreed. Okay, I'll tell you why. So I agreed that, like, women, we have all the choice. And when you were talking about how women, they don't take accountability, for giving random men their body where you don't even know their full name.
Right.
That's crazy. But, like, how do you make the same mistake 7 or 10 times? Like, did you never think out of the 10, maybe it's time to start wearing condoms? Maybe,
He didn't make a mistake, Pearl. This is where I diverge with Pearl. He didn't make a mistake. He didn't nut in these. He didn't nut in these broads by mistake. But the reason why he kept doing it is because women kept letting him. God, listen, we all know women have all the choice. They have all the choice. They have all the power. But then when they get knocked up or something crazy happens, now all of a sudden they want to start passing the responsibility. Like I said, with great power comes great responsibility, y'all. But with great responsibility also comes with great power.
No, I do wear condoms.
Yeah.
I do.
He does now.
Speaking of condoms, what's crazy is, I talk about that later. I do wear condoms. It's just those 7 instances have been 7 unlucky ass instances.
It is what it is.
Did you feel like it was intentional by any of them?
Oh, no, never.
Oh, it looks like Jimmy Garoppolo's signing with the Raiders.
Never. Not at all. Because I wouldn't intentionally get a woman pregnant.
No, I said by them, like the women. Did you feel like any of them were intentionally trying to get pregnant? Because you always hear, like, from the women, it just happened.
I could say the ones that tried to, like, reach out and, like, talk about me being in the kids' life and shit like that. I feel like that was like, it could have been planned, it could have been intentional. I don't know. I can't think or speak for them actually. But I could go ahead and try to blame motherfuckers all I want to. I just know I played a part in it, but I also know they played a part in it as well. So it's just like, I wouldn't say intentionally. It could have been on their part.
Or their part. Yeah, no, I saw I saw that. What is your response been to like the reaction the internet's had? Like, did you know they were gonna react the way it did?
Shit.
Shit, ain't nobody ever came out and said it.
Right.
Ain't nobody
Right.
nobody ever get on the internet and basically become the most famous motherfucking deadbeat. Ain't nobody ever do it. So I imagine that it will have some effect, but I didn't know it would go this far. But I think a lot of men and women resonate. When they hit me in my DMs, it's mostly women saying, I agree with you.
Wow.
It's mostly women saying, I agree with you in the DMs. And then this other man is trying to hold men accountable. Black men trying to hold another black man accountable, which you can't do. I have to hold myself
Okay, so we lost Javon Hargrave, but Jason Kelsey is coming back for a 13th season. Woo, thank God.
accountable. So it's just like the reaction is the reaction. You feel me? And the backlash, I don't give a fuck about it. I'm my own man with my own morals, with my own standards. You feel me? I'm gonna stand on my own too. So it's just like the reaction, it don't affect me at all. I still go, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I
still do the same shit. So it's like
He's good.
What it is.
Well, I mean, I do think it was really. I mean, it does show because a lot of times, like,
And guys, I'm going to open up the phone lines later. Get your opinions.
I talk to girls on my show all the time that will talk about how it just happened, and they'll kind of paint the guy as being the bad guy. But it's like we have all of these choices.
That's right.
You know, like you were talking about abortion, Plan B. You can get on birth control, and so it's like, how do you let a guy get you pregnant that you don't even know?
There you go. There you go.
And so
I think women do bear the bulk of the responsibility because you have to allow men to enter you. That's just like you have to allow a man to enter you.
That's right.
And if you're gonna allow him to enter you recklessly without protection,
There you
then
go.
there's consequences.
There
to
you
that.
go.
And yeah, I know I play a part to it, but if you're gonna give me the responsibility of being responsible for your body, then it might be consequences. That can be anything. I don't have no
Real shit. Real shit. If you do grown woman things, you gotta suffer grown woman consequences.
STDs, but that could be STDs or children.
Real shit.
You
There you
feel
go.
do they ever try to reach out to you? Like, have any of the kids ever tried to reach out to you?
I'm not. My mind's set in stone, but I guess a few days ago, one of my baby mamas had reached out to me, and I plan to bring on one of these shows, but I don't think she.
Mike Hawk asks, why is he banging Strags raw, though? He's doing this, Mike, because they allow them to. Again, listen, I understand you. Listen, if you disagree, I get it. I understand. But what you also need to understand is that a woman is responsible for her own body. She is responsible for her own body. If a man doesn't put on a condom, it is the woman's responsibility to tell him to. That's what you do. You are responsible for your body. That's it. That's the bottom line. So yeah, the reason why he's banging Strags raw is because they allow them to. The reason why 304s exist is because they allow themselves to be 304s. Black women who like to talk, well, if you weren't nutting in these broads, fair enough. But ladies, you're responsible for your own body. And just like he said, with the Plan B, I ain't finna hold your hand and watch you take that Plan B. Anyway, that I'm gonna hold your hand and be careful and be careful or responsible if you don't even know my name or where I live. Fuck it.
Want to be on camera, but she would like speak and call in or something like that. But she was one of the baby mamas that kind of understand how I think in a sense of we both was being irresponsible, right? So and she knew the consequences as well as I did after, you know what I'm saying? She found out she was pregnant. And I was like, yeah, I'm not ready to be a father. And she was like, okay, I understand. I'm not trying to push fatherhood on you. But if you ever decided you want to be a father, I'm here. But she didn't want to abort the baby. Everybody thinking it's just like, it's a lot of different scenarios that I could get into, but I just give you, a few. So it wasn't just like all these women are just trying to force me to be a father. Some women just want kids. You know what I'm saying? And don't believe in abortion. I can understand that, but she hit me up the other day, and she said, "Yeah, I can kind of come defend you if I can, But
wow,
she's
look at
not
that.
trying to be like on camera or anything because she is in a relationship right now.
Oh boy, Jesus.
How many of them
Christ.
are actively like searching for you? Would you say, or like trying to get child support off of you?
I have. That's the only one that I see in my DMs. I ain't get no emails or nothing like that, but my DMs is crazy. So that's probably the only one.
I'm sure they are.
I know one, the married woman, she not looking for me at all.
Of course not.
So I guess the other 5, shit, I haven't seen nothing from
Other 6. He's already losing count.
me or heard nothing from me. So
I just meant like, are any of like, I know you mentioned they don't know your full name, so they can't get child support from you. But I just meant, are any of them trying to get it, like actively, like trying to find you, showing up? Have you ever had them show up at your work, like somewhere that they knew you would be, anything like that?
nah, impossible.
What do you mean impossible?
It's impossible. I make good money though. It's impossible. I don't do nothing illegal, but I make good money.
That's it. That's it. Y'all, this is 100% on the woman. 100% on the woman. Having unprotected sex could lead to pregnancy. If you're going to have unprotected sex with a man, at least get a look at this nigga's driver's license. At least get a look at this nigga's driver's license. Right? Like, dude, check a phone bill. Nope. These bitches just gave it. What's your name? T. Bet. That's on y'all. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
But it's impossible. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. And why do you?
Yeah, Mike Hawk says just the opposite. I'm more concerned with the risk of him contracting an STI. Dick policing was not my intention. No, I understand. And guess what? If he were to contract an STD, then guess what? That would be on him for running up in these girls raw.
I feel like it's more on the women than you.
100%.
Oh shit, they don't want to carry the babies. 9 months. I don't carry kids. I could be irresponsible.
There you go. You see, he's actually speaking the truth. He's actually speaking the truth. And I've said this for years. The reason why women are more selective about who they sleep with is because they have more at risk. If a woman becomes pregnant, her life shuts down for 9 months. 9 months. She's vulnerable. She's going through hormonal changes. Her body is changing. Her body is getting destroyed. She's going another life. Then she's got another 18 years after that raising the kid. Dude, getting pregnant and having a kid, that's the easy part. It's what you do after you pop the little fucker out. That's what separates the mothers from the moms. But this is why men are not as selective when it comes to temporary mate selection. There's no risk for us. We blast our load in her, we move on. Life goes on. Not so much for women.
It's a difference between being ignorantly irresponsible.
Dre Raven says, wait. He says, by saying it's impossible, do we think he's an independent pharmaceutical consultant? No. He says what he does. He says, what I do is not illegal, but I do well. I'll take him at his word.
And consciously irresponsible. I could be irresponsible.
7 baby mothers, huh? That's just so crazy to me.
It is so funny.
and
Pearl
you
just...
I know. It's a guy that I wouldn't say his name.
It is so funny. Pearl just cannot wrap her mind around this. It's hilarious.
He got 15.
Oh!
You know someone with 15?
15?
Because it's just...
All right, y'all. We got 443 people in here watching and only 171 likes. I need to get to 300 likes. I need to get to 300 likes. I'm trying to... Oh, wait a minute. I'm trying to get to 75%. I'm trying to get to 75% engagement. I'm trying to get to 75% engagement. I need 300 likes. I'm going to put the 10-minute clock up there. If I don't have 300 likes in 10 minutes, I'm turning off the chat.
To me, I just like, how does that happen that many times? Like, I understand 1. You know, I'll give you 2, but 7?
Yeah, Pearl. The reason why it's so hard for Pearl to believe is because Pearl, what Pearl is not understanding is what Pearl is not understanding, nor should she understand, is that the reason why he continued to do, like, this was not a mistake. This was not a mistake. He has not suffered any consequences from putting babies in these women. So if he's not suffering consequences after baby number 1, 2, why in the world would he stop? Again, gentlemen, women only... Dude, listen. You can only do to women what you allow them to do. You can only do to women what you allow them to do, or what they allow you to do. If they don't want you to run up in them raw, they'll tell you to put on a condom. It's on them.
7? Like, how do you get 7 baby mothers? Like,
That's crazy.
Ask the women, Pearl.
I didn't want 7 baby mothers.
And see, again, here's another reason why Pearl can't put this together in her mind, is because Pearl can't fathom the thought of having unprotected sex with a man she does not know, doesn't know his name or where he works. She just can't. You can see it on her face. You can see it on her face. This is all new for Pearl. Like right now, Pearl is Princess Jasmine. This nigga's showing her a whole new world.
They kept the kids.
yeah. Yeah, but like you didn't know that after the first, second, third time?
It was over a point of shit 17 to 27, shit, a decade.
This is 17 to 27. So
Oh,
it's
wow. 7 kids in 10
When you
years.
say 17
It's like every other year.
I say about 6 years because the last one was 4. So
Yeah.
over a span of 6 years. This is that. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
She can't.
Man.
She can't wrap her mind around this. This is funny as hell. Alvin Sam with the $5 super chat says, if a man used a condom, shouldn't that be used as his non-consent towards paternity? Women get to consent towards intercourse, but reproduction? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is the double standard that is being now turned onto them. Ninja Watcher for Life with the $10 super chat says, hit that like button raw. Hey, man, I ain't mad at that. Raw dog for life, niggas.
Did you learn anything from it? Like, are you more responsible now, at least? Do you feel like the women learned? Like, did they learn a lesson in it?
Hell no. Again, Pearl, what lesson was there for him to learn? There is no lesson for him to learn. This woman has at least 7 kids by at least 7 women. And he's not on the hook for child support because they don't know who he is or where he works. Any man if a man has 2 baby mamas and they know who he is and where he works, guess what? They ain't gonna make that same mistake again. They're not gonna do it again because they are suffering consequences right now. Financial consequences. This dude has not suffered any consequences. And if these women are just gonna give it up to him for the bare minimum, just giving up the butt raw, then why would he stop? That's what it is. That's what it is.
I mean, I don't keep up with them, so shit. Hopefully they learned a lesson. I mean, but stuff. If I repeated it after the first time,
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't know. I don't know their experience. It's possible that they learned. No, for sure I learned though. My last pregnancy scare.
Get it, Nina.
Was,
there it is.
Shit, October.
Booty shaking.
2022.
Mm-hmm.
And but this I actually liked this female until she said a particular thing. I asked her after 7-8 weeks, because I believe, I don't care if you're married, I don't care like if you've been knowing somebody for a long time, I believe you should get a DNA test.
You know who we need to introduce this dude to? We need to introduce this dude to Danica Marie. That's what we need to get. That's what we need to introduce this dude to. Because I promise you this. Danica would never, ever say this out loud, but I'll tell you this. I can tell you this. She would be more attracted to this guy than her nice guy husband.
On your kids, right? So this is the one that I was actually like looking to keep. You feel me? And I asked her, I was like, 7-8 weeks, I want to get a DNA test, because you can do it in the womb. I heard that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Technology, thank God. So she was
yes,
like,
sir.
That's embarrassing, and I wouldn't do that. I'd rather be a single mother. And I never talked to her again.
Wow. I'd rather be a single mother. Unbelievable.
Then take a plan B. She'd rather be a single mother.
Unbelievable, dude.
Nah, at this point, she was already like, she had to be like 4 to 5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she was like, instead of taking a DNA test, because that's embarrassing to her, she'd rather be a single mother.
Damn, there it is. She didn't want to take a DNA test because she wasn't 100% sure that dude wasn't the father. So guess what, y'all? This responsibility is on the woman. Because if it wasn't going to be him, it was going to be somebody else. See, again, what the black community at large is not addressing, which is the elephant in the room, is that if this nigga didn't knock up these 7 women, somebody else would have. Somebody else would have. It might not have been the same nigga, but it would have been 7 other niggas. These kids would have been born regardless. These kids would have been born regardless. They did not need this nigga to raw dog them to get a baby they didn't want.
That could be for some.
I'm at 247, y'all. I'm at 247. Y'all you guys have less than 4 minutes to get this to 300 likes, or I swear to God, I am shutting down the chat. There's no reason why we shouldn't have at least 300 likes, y'all. Come on now.
Somebody else. Why would I waste my money to try to find out who this kid for?
Real shit.
Wow.
Pearl is blown away. She's never heard this before. Look at her. She can't believe it. She can't believe it. Even dude had to smile.
I just can't. It's actually wild to me that. Yeah.
Nope,
it's
sure can't.
This is just such a different world. I don't know a single person with like even 2 baby mothers that weren't from like wives.
See that? See that? This is, again, Pearl is she lived a very sheltered life. Thank God. She doesn't know any baby mamas. All the women she knows that have children are married. Can't say the same in the black community, though.
You know, so it's like, it's just crazy to me that one person can have 7, you know, someone with 15.
They take trips to Jamaica to find men like me.
He's stupid. This nigga's stupid. This nigga's stupid. That just went right over Pearl's head. That went right over Pearl's head. He says, women take trips to Jamaica to find men like me. Women are looking for men like him to raw dog. So if it wasn't going to be him, it was going to be somebody else.
Why do you think modern women are so irresponsible with their bodies?
Because they have a system that would back their ass the fuck up.
There it is.
Child support.
There it is.
You got different type of welfares.
There it is.
Type of government assistance that favors single mothers. Mm-hmm. So if they are
okay, Crimson Capsule confirmed. Crimson Capsule confirmed. This dude definitely has Crimson Capsule awareness.
Irresponsible. They know there's a system that's going to back their ass up.
Mm-hmm.
Like Juvenile.
Do you think that those women would have acted differently if they didn't have those systems?
Hell yeah.
I think more women be asking men to marry them before they even try to bear a child.
Bingo.
It should be like that.
Look, check this out, man. Check this out. The reason why women continue to have children out of wedlock for the same reason that this dude continues to put babies in women, because there are no consequences. There aren't. We as men, we pay for women's mistakes, y'all. We pay for the mistakes of women. We pay for the mistakes of women. Women who are reproductively irresponsible, which is another way of saying a baby mama, I got to pay for that. I am a legally single, high-earning male with no children. I got to pay. I got to pay for these illegitimate kids, one way or the other.
I really think and prefer women to, you know what I'm saying, kind of take in consideration the type of dudes that you might meet, because you might meet me.
Real talk.
I want you like that.
Real talk.
I don't like you like that, and I accidentally get you pregnant.
Yes, sir.
I don't want a kid with you.
No, sir.
So I think women should be more conscious about which man's they.
You guys have 30 seconds. 30 seconds to get 11 likes. Y'all better hurry.
Sleeping with and hold some type of moral standards. Mm-hmm. At least have a dude commit to you. You know what I'm saying? At least
there you go.
If you don't believe in marriage, at least have a dude. You know what I'm saying? Buy you a motherfucking house or something. You
at least know the nigga's name, right? At least know the nigga's name.
Type of stability to raise a motherfucking child.
All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got.
We should get back to this.
Oh, that's it. Y'all at 291. I gotta shut down the chat. Y'all at 291. Listen. Y'all thought I was playing. I'm shutting down the chat, and I'm not gonna open it until we get 310 likes. Let's continue.
It is marry before you carry type shit.
There it is. Okay, there we go. All right. We are now at 304 likes. Likes 304. 304 likes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that hard to say when it's like you're contributing in a way?
Yeah. It is hard to say, but shit, somebody got to learn someday.
Real shit.
And
There it
You got
is.
to get out there.
There it
Even
is.
if it's from a hypocrite. Yeah. But you got to think about the things that fast. Didn't they say it's better to raise a child in a 2-parent home, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you ever feel bad?
I think
Do you ever feel bad?
not at all.
Hell
not
no.
even a little bit?
Hell no.
Like, do you think you'd ever want to meet
He ain't, dude.
any of your kids? Would you ever want to meet your kids, like, when they're older?
Nah, not really. But it can happen. I'm not against it. But, like, I don't have a desire for kids that don't supposed to be here.
What? Do you?
He said, I don't have a desire for kids that don't supposed to be here. Yo, I love this dude. Listen, man. Listen. This nigga might not be the hero sisters want, but black women, this nigga's the hero y'all need. This nigga's the hero y'all need. This nigga's here to teach lessons. Not all heroes wear capes, y'all. Not all heroes wear capes, but apparently they wear condoms.
Do you think more men? Do you think it's more common for men to be deadbeats and not want to be in their kids' lives, or do you think it's more common that the mom's not letting them see the kids
Ooh, very good question.
when it comes to like single parent homes?
Very good question.
Oh, ask it again?
What do you think's more common? Men in your situation where they don't want to be in the kids' lives, or where women don't let the dad see the kid?
Damn. I think it's a mixture of both. Because
He's probably right.
that's a good question. It might be more deadbeats because more men, like if they having a situation like I'm having, and they having like the encounters I'm having with just fun. Sometimes you don't want to be connected to just fun, some shit that's just casual. You don't want to connect. Right. That child is. So it might be more deadbeats. I don't know. So, women, because if a woman not allowing a man to see his child that he want to see, she is indirectly making him a deadbeat.
Wow. It's very interesting. Just like I said in that opening monologue, we got so many men who have children that women are not allowing them to see or have relationships with. Yet this dude decided to make the decision on his own, and now they have a problem. Women never know what the hell they want. Women never know what the hell they want. It would appear that modern women simply want whatever damages men. If he's a deadbeat dad, if he nuts in these bitches, have 7 kids by 7 different women, fuck him. He needs to take care of them kids. But let him be a dude who actually wants to see his kids, and a woman doesn't let him see his kids. Now it's, well, I'm sure she has a good reason. Can't win for losing, man.
Because there's nothing he can do about it.
Yeah. No, I just.
And that can turn men into saying fuck those kids.
There it is.
Especially the ones that want them. I feel bad for the men that actually want their kids.
Thank you.
That actually want to be a father.
Thank you.
And it's with a woman, potentially like the ones that I left behind. You feel me? I feel bad for men like that because there's nothing they can do. I heard somebody say to one of my
Will S says, we're assuming all the women are black. Dude, of course they're all black, man. Of course they're all black. And listen, man, hoes come in all colors and shapes and sizes. But for whatever reason, man, it's like, dude, it's like you look at a sister and she can get pregnant. Like black women are, it's almost like, I think the average female can get pregnant 4 to 5 days out of the month. It's almost like it's reversed for black women. It's like there's like 4 to 5 days out of the month where they can't get pregnant. The other 20 to 25 days is open season.
Partners from high school, because he was going through this shit. White boy. He was going through this.
Uh-oh.
And
he said, white boy.
His dad told him, do as much as she allow you to do. And that just let me know men don't have no right to their kids.
There you go.
They ain't got no rights to their kids.
There you go.
And then it's an issue when a dude like me don't want to deal with the kids.
There it is. See that?
But when a man...
See that?
This dude fought so hard to try to get even visitation like he in jail with his child. It's crazy. It's like
It's wild.
you want to force them to be fathers, but you're not trying to back them or help them up once they want to be fathers.
There you go. You see that? You see that? Women want to force men to be fathers, but then when a man actually wants to be a father, then they do everything they can to make sure he can't. Sorry.
The shit is crazy.
Did you have a father in your life, like growing up?
Yeah. I come from both my parents married.
Okay. I'm just wondering, like.
And another.
Sorry, go ahead.
Another thing I was gonna say, 2-parent household. They own their house, got some land, got small businesses. You feel me? But I was gonna say too, to any parents that's even watching this shit, you can do the best you can do with your children. Raise them however you want to raise them. It's a good chance that they're gonna be raised up in your morals, but it's a point in their life that they might stray from that shit.
There it is.
So parents that see they children being things that they didn't teach them to be, don't take that shit to heart, because they have to live their own life.
That's right.
And they have their own path they're gonna walk.
There you go. Look, man, check this out. You could have sometimes people are just born rotten people. Sometimes they're just born a bad fucking apple, man. Like a kid could have the best parents on earth. His genetics, his personality, something about his makeup just makes him want to do dumb shit.
Do your parents agree with this?
Oh hell nah, not at all. Not a little bit.
He said, "Oh hell no."
But they can't control me. My mama say if a woman ever come and say that's my grandbaby, I take the DNA test and I'll be in their life. So my parents don't agree with this, but they can't control what I do.
There you go.
You feel me?
Do you think you would act differently if women did?
Oh, 100%.
Say it again.
Do you think, I'm trying to rephrase this in a better way. If we were in a more, like, I'm just wondering, because they always say, like, women, like, the way that men act are a result of the women.
100%.
Right? So I'm just wondering if, like, women were acting in a different way, if you would, too.
Yes, of course he would. And we would too. Guys, listen, this is why this community exists, gentlemen. This is why the red pill exists. The red pill is the answer to feminism. If not for feminism, if not for all this female empowerment, if not for the bastardization of women's rights, there would be no red pill. There wouldn't. We as men, we are solutions oriented. If there is a problem, we create a solution to the problem. The problem was not enough women were giving up the butt. They were only giving up the butt to the top 10% of men. So what the bottom 90% of men decided to do was say, okay, we need to figure out how to get as much or try to get the same action as the top 10% of guys. Game, pickup, red pill, etc., etc. And girls do not like it when men have a decided advantage on the sexual marketplace. They hate it. They hate it. But it is what it is, what it is. Women control access to sex, gentlemen. They control access to sex. If women weren't giving it up on the first date, then guess what? We would have to commit to them before we had sex. The reason why men got married back in the day is because marriage was the only way you could get sex. Now you can get sex without the marriage. So why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
If they act in a different way.
Yeah, like not.
What you mean?
Not like.
This is interesting. So he's never heard this before. It sounds to me like this guy almost has like natural RP awareness, right? He has natural RP awareness. Pearl is really making him think.
Sluts.
Nah, because that shit was. I love sluts, man. I love hoes.
Ah!
I really do.
Yo, this nigga said, yo, I love sluts. I love hoes. I really do. Hey, man. Hey, I ain't even mad at that. They say we don't love these hoes. We love these hoes. 15 minutes at a time. If I happen to be lasting that long that night. We love hoes. Just after post-nut clarity, not so much.
Like, we try to act like we don't love hoes, but we really do love hoes. We just don't want to love hoes.
This nigga's stupid. Oh, I gotta clip that. I gotta clip that. Hold the fucking phone. This is funny. He says we love hoes. Listen to this shit.
If you would too.
This is funny as fuck.
If they act in a different
Said I
way.
love sluts, man. I love these hoes.
You know, not like sluts.
Nah, cause that shit was. I love sluts, man. I love hoes. I really do. Like,
love
we
it.
try to act like we don't love hoes, but we really do love hoes. We just don't want to love hoes. You know what I'm saying? We love hoes, but we just don't want to love hoes, like for real, for real. Nah, I think that's the hypocritical thing about it, because now I have to actually get down. I have to actually take my time to get to know a woman before she.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
You have to do that now?
They need it.
Oh, you're saying. But you'd have to get to know a woman if you didn't have like girls that were acting slutty, wouldn't you? Like they
Yes.
probably would, right?
There you go.
Yeah, you'll be forced to.
Yeah. But it's like
You'll be
when
forced to.
so in a way it's like men's behavior in a way is our fault.
I wouldn't characterize it as women's fault, but men's behavior is a direct result of women's behavior. If women close their legs until they got a ring, then guess what? There would be more marriages.
You could say
Alvin Sam with the $5 super chat says Michael Knowles of the Daily Wire called RP quote another shade of liberalism for men on the whatever podcast. I had to humble him on that. Michael Knowles is talking about the MGTOWs and the black pill. A lot of lower level MGTOWs and black pill guys, that's literally male feminism. All they do is complain. No solutions, they just complain, and and black pill guys think that they're entitled to sex and looks maxing and all that.
Say that. You could say that. I said this one day. I said, shit, you right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Because it's gonna control how we react and act towards women when it comes to sex.
There you go.
It's so easily able to get, then the women that men ignore is the women that's not giving the shit up. And he go get to a woman, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We pass up and get women all the time.
There you go.
So it's just like, yeah, it's a.
Sorry, keep going.
Oh, it's like one of them goddamn. I can't even, like a double-edged sword type shit. Like women should.
You can tell that he is thinking this through on the fly. He's thinking this through. This is not a rehearsed answer. This is not something he's talked about before. But what he's doing is like, you know what? You're right. You're right. If women weren't such 304s, yeah, I think I would have to start to get to know these women. But because I don't.
Act a little bit more, I guess, reserved.
Yes.
You feel me?
Temperate.
Do you think women ignore the nice guys? Do you think that's true?
Of course they do.
Like the guys that would treat them right?
Yeah.
And like would stick around,
of course
take care
they
of
do.
the kid?
Oh, he knows.
I think women ignore guys like that because they are born. It's nice guys that add excitement to women's life. But I do think most of these nice guys, they probably is born. I'm a nice guy some type of way. Mm-hmm. I might not just be nice to that particular woman.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
A nice guy, and I think we need to start calling these nice guys something else. We need to start calling them boring with no spine. Boring pushovers. That's a nice guy. A nice guy, quote unquote, is a man who's afraid to piss off a woman. A nice guy is a man who's afraid to raise his voice at a woman. A nice guy is afraid to tell a woman no. A nice guy is afraid to tell a woman, we're not fucking doing that. A nice guy is afraid to tell a woman, get your shit, we're leaving.
Yeah. They can, yeah. I don't think this is just lame dudes. It's just lame dudes getting, yeah, they lame, these lame ass niggas, they get ignored.
There you go.
Yeah.
See? This guy has natural game. He has natural awareness because you can tell this is the first time he's being asked these questions. You can tell this is the first time he's actually given these thought. And just through his own prism of experience, he's coming to the same conclusions as we have over here in the manosphere.
Do you want a blessing? Do you have the Breakfast Club clip? I was going to see if we could react to it. Are we able to do that? Yeah. Cool. I was gonna see if I could get your reaction. Have you seen the Breakfast Club clip?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I heard it. I ain't know if it's a video or not.
Oh, the Breakfast Club. Charlemagne the God.
Let's see.
I'm going to dial in. I'm getting ready to dial in here, guys. Actually, just hang on a second, guys.
Your show is scheduled to start in 34 seconds.
All right, good stuff. Let's continue. Oh, Pearl, come on now. There it is.
Wow, it's Donkey of the Day for Monday, March 6th goes to a man with 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, I tried not
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
people, you know what I'm saying? I
Blog
see these people
Talk
telling
Radio.
stories on YouTube and TikTok because nowadays folks is saying and doing anything to get some attention, and being that we live in a world where nobody cares about the truth, if the lie is more entertaining, folks just be getting online telling these outlandish stories just to get some clicks and subscribers. Now, I don't know if this story is real, but the idea is, and that's what I like to discuss and critique, the idea. Okay, the idea that digital D-heads like this young man put
Digital
on the FBI
D-heads,
team
this
right now.
guy.
As I told you, this man got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas, but he don't take care of none of them. Okay, not a one. Why? Because he said he told those young ladies from the beginning that he don't want them. Now let's go to the FBI's main source for Exhibit A's YouTube to hear this young man speak.
Now, for the past few days, I've been going live, telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, yet not wearing protection. But I always tell
Get it, Nina.
these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want.
There you go.
So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want
access
them kids.
denied.
We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I didn't care to pull out.
Yes,
Because
sir.
It felt
I'm
good.
not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months.
Jesus.
It's the woman. In my opinion,
He's right.
Women should be more careful on who they sleep with.
Well, there you go. And of course, you know that women, particularly black women, are allergic to accountability, especially when it comes to black men.
So you just said earlier that women need to watch who they sleep with.
Oops.
I mean, damn.
Oh, that's funny. So this chick, whoever she is, said that women need to watch who they sleep with. Well, this is why.
Just digesting how savage this man is.
This bitch almost looks like she's turned on, be honest with you.
Listen,
Too bad she's got it's about a 5-pound hair hat.
I mean, okay, let's be real. He's not the first man to tell somebody to take a plan B. He's not the first man to say he don't want a child. So at the end of the day, that's why we got child support. You still got to pay for this child.
Nope.
He need to be telling this story in jail, right around the lunch table.
Yeah, but guess what? He ain't fitting to, though, girl. Sorry.
Yes, he does, because
Phone lines open, 516-387-1987, 516-387-1987.
just because you decide to say you don't want to pay for the child don't mean that you shouldn't have to.
I feel that proper poom management is essential for a healthier life. I feel this man is out here passing along sexually transmitted demons, okay, to whoever wants them. And yes, this man.
Oh, no, Charlemagne, get out of here. Come on, Charlemagne. Give me a break. You think he's passing STDs, really STIs? Really? Whatever helps you sleep at night, bro.
Man is a demon, and they should change that purple smiling face emoji with horns to his face because this is true demon time. And I really wish this young man.
This guy is cheesy. I didn't know this dude was that goddamn cheesy.
Have made this video after baby mama number one. Because if he would have made this video after baby mama number one, then he would have never gotten the 7 baby mamas. And if he did, then every single one of them deserved the baby father they got. Because when a deadbeat...
Well, that's just it, Charlemagne. That's just it, Charlemagne. A deadbeat is not just going to come out and announce that he's a deadbeat. He's not just going to announce that, right? And so if you as a woman know that someone who is a potential deadbeat is not going to announce that he is going to be a potential deadbeat, then it is incumbent upon the woman. It is incumbent upon the woman to protect herself.
Tells you who they are, believe them. And it does amaze me that this young man is putting the responsibility not to get pregnant solely on the woman. Can I hear more of this guy?
Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body.
Damn.
And they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like,
Shit, hell
I
no.
don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this shit, be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a
I could have
really
swore
don't.
he was gonna say, she say her body, her baby, because
Yeah.
that's how he feel. He's done.
I wish you could have saw
That made no sense, what she just said, whoever this woman
your
is.
face when he said, these girls give me their body for the bare minimum.
Like what?
He's right. Is he
What?
lying, though?
Oh,
This
man.
guy's
Am I lying?
disgusting. Like one thing I can say about Nick Cannon, this man had his baby.
This bitch
We
said
on the
Nick
subject of
Cannon.
multiple babies and multiple
Oh, boy.
mamas.
Oh,
We got to
boy.
bring him up. Don't act like y'all didn't think the story was his name at first.
You know.
But anyway, at least he take care of his kids.
That is true.
He actually wants to populate.
She has really nice teeth, whoever she is.
I don't know if this man went to school. Does he know what biology is? When you put the vagina and the penis together, they can make a baby?
That's right.
Did the women he impregnated, did they go to school? Did they know that when you put the vagina and the penis together, it makes a baby? See, they always want to hold men accountable, but they don't want to hold women accountable.
That's how it works.
You know what I would
Well, guess what? Guess who also know how it work? Women.
wish? I wish that along with these babies that he didn't want, he would have got an STD he didn't want. You know
How
what I'm
you
saying?
know he don't?
That is very true.
He doesn't. See, she's saying, how you know? I cannot stand. I don't know why people talk like this. How you know he don't? Like, ay.
But I feel
I don't know. Call me crazy.
like if he was getting multiple STDs, he wouldn't be moving like this. And that's the thing brothers and sisters don't understand when y'all out here, raw dogging randoms, okay? Doing the DNA dance with any and everybody. You're absolutely increasing your chances of catching gonorrhea herpes AIDS, okay? Gonorrhea herpes AIDS is what irresponsible brothers should.
This nigga. This is the very first time I've ever. I mean, I know who Charlemagne the God is, but I've never actually watched him speak on any podcast. This nigga's corny as fuck. And that's coming from a corny ass nigga like me. Look, y'all. Check this out. I know that I have some things about me that are a little bit corny. I get it. I can admit that. Right? I'm a proper talking nigga with a white girl who tries to sound black by saying the word nigga. I get it. That's cool. Like, I'll lean into that because I don't care. I don't care. I'm almost rich. Right? I got 3 I'm almost rich. Nigga, I got 3 cars and a white girl with a badass fucking boob job and an ass like an apricot. I'm good. Call me whatever the fuck you want. Hell, maybe even my woman thinks I'm corny, but guess what? She still gives it up every night. This nigga is not funny.
And I wish it was one way gonorrhea herpes AIDS, okay? Because I don't want the woman to get it. Because it's one thing if he was telling these women.
Oh, you don't want the women to get it. Oh, okay, Charlemagne. Okay. You don't want the women to get it? Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? You hope the women don't get it? So you want the man to suffer the consequences for his irresponsible actions, but you want the women to skirt accountability? Charlemagne, bruh, what you're requesting is literally impossible. I hope he gets an STD, but I hope she doesn't. How the fuck is he going to get an STD if the woman doesn't already have one?
Women his intentions before he slept with them, but he's not. He's telling them after the fact, after they
This
have been
nigga.
manipulated to sleep with him.
Manipulated to sleep with him? So he tricked these women into having sex with him? Come on, man.
Respect it because you're not giving these women
He said
a
he
choice.
did, Shar. That's what he said.
After the fact, though.
Oh, he didn't. No, I thought he said
After
he
he
told
get
him
him pregnant.
before. No, he said, listen, I'm going to have sex with you. And if you get pregnant, I don't want it.
Oh, I ain't hear
He
that
didn't
part.
say that.
No,
Well,
I thought he said after they have the baby.
Well, there you go.
Oh.
See, I would respect it if he did it before.
Oh, see, no. See, I would respect it if he did it beforehand. Nah, sorry, Charlemagne.
Stop the cap.
Nah, you can say that now. You can say that now because you don't think that he did it beforehand. See, Charlemagne now is trying to fence it here.
Okay.
I'm just saying, man.
No, he actually said he'd tell you after you need to take a plan B.
Oh, after he done, but either way, he done manipulated.
When you feel that drip.
How in the world are you manipulating women? I mean, and again, see, again, making women the victims. Making women the victims. Women, you cannot call women empowered and oppressed at the same time. That's all there is to it. Neon X Runner with the $11 super chat, I don't know what that is, says, let's be honest, they love to do it with black men. When the sax is good, they do it. Also, Pearl is turned on by him too. She keeps repeating the number of girls he did that. Neon X Runner, you might be right. Pearl might be turned on by him, but I know she will never fuck this guy. She'll never fuck this guy. Yeah, Pearl's a woman. Her biology, her biological hardware is on display. This guy is clearly attractive. He's pre-selected like a motherfucker. All these women, I mean, dude, these women, he must be so attractive and so good in bed that these women continue to let him raw dog her. Yeah, of course Pearl's going to be turned on by that. There are good girls that are turned on by bad boys all the time. The difference between good girls and bad girls is that good girls don't allow themselves to be smashed by bad boys. Sluts do. So yeah, we can point out that Pearl is attracted to him. But guess what? That doesn't mean she's going to try and fuck this dude. Hell no. Joel Evangelista with the $20 super chat says, what a shock when they can't force you to bend. They call the cops. Black Woman 101. The state of women truly tragic. Guys, get your passports.
When you feel that drip, you know what's finna go down. Your ass need to go take a plan.
Why would you think that he's going to take care of it?
There you go.
If
See
he,
that?
If he hasn't done it. Okay, hold on.
See, Pearl is starting to do the math.
This
I'm gonna
man
wait,
with
I'm gonna
seven baby mamas and 7 kids, the biggest EO.
Now, I didn't hear the whole donkey. You gonna play a game?
I'm
I'm tired of listening to these niggas, man. Like, these niggas are
playing a game.
like,
Guy's going to stick.
like, yo, I thought I was corny. Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell.
Exactly.
And so it's
All right, guys. I am going to open up the phone lines. The phone lines are open. 516-387-1987. I'm going to give you guys 4 minutes to fill up the phone lines. We're back in a little bit.
The 3rd annual Conference of Masculine Excellence has just been confirmed. And for the 2nd consecutive year, it will be held at a world-class venue in beautiful Miami, Florida. The posh surroundings and all of the amenities you can imagine will make this event an experience of a lifetime. The CME is focused on helping men to become the best version of themselves, improve in all areas of life, as well as maintaining solid, healthy relationships with their wives and girlfriends. Anything and everything that pertains to dominating life as a man here in the 21st century will be discussed extensively. As usual, your instructors will be an all-star cast of presenters. They will cover topics like financial literacy, health and fitness, mental strength, and much, much more. Included in your ticket is live access to all speeches and presentations, a seat at the live filming of the 6, and the opportunity to converse with the speakers themselves. How awesome would it be to shake hands with some of the most influential men in this community? Breakfast on both mornings is also included, as well as a 5-course meal at the Feast of Champions. As always, the feast will be held on Saturday night and will feature some of the best cuisine in the 305. VIP tickets are also available. Those tickets include priority front row seating for all presentations, entrance to the Cigar Bar VIP meet and greet, which includes an open bar, an exclusive VIP bag, and so much more. VIP tickets are limited, so get yours before they're sold out like they have been the last 2 conferences. Got a friend who wants to come with you? Got a girlfriend or wife who wants to attend? Are you a father who wants to bring your son? Are you a son who wants to bring your father? Take advantage of the +1 discount that gives you a whopping 55% off for your +1. Not applicable for VIP tickets, and your +1 must be 21 or older. Plus, as an added bonus, attendees who purchase their tickets before March 21st will get Donovan's revolutionary signature course, Womanese. That's right, guys. Every attendee who purchases their ticket within the next 2 weeks gets all 5 complete volumes of Womanese absolutely free. This course contains over 600 female translations. In addition to all of those translations, Womanese contains countless hours of instruction and explanation to make sure this invaluable knowledge will stick. This treasure trove of information and wisdom is a $700 value, but you will get it absolutely free if you purchase your ticket before March 21st. The 3rd Annual Conference of Masculine Excellence is now the undisputed official live event of the Manosphere. As always, the CME will be free of the backstabbing, infighting, and toxic leadership that has plagued other events. Donovan takes this event and the safety of his instructors and attendees very seriously. He simply will not embarrass himself or his community by engaging in the kind of behaviors that have made that other convention all but irrelevant. So if you've ever been on the fence about attending a men's conference, now is the time. If you allow yourself to be in the presence of true greatness and masculinity, you will come out the other side a better man with knowledge you will carry with you for the rest of your life. You owe it to yourself to take advantage of this incredible opportunity to increase your value and change your life forever. So join us in Miami, Florida, to join a tight-knit community of like-minded men who are focused on self-improvement and having great relationships with their women. Space is limited, so go to masculineexcellence.com to get your tickets now.
Welcome back to the 944th edition of TSR Live. Thank you guys very much for staying with us. Shout out to all of my super chatters. Shout out to all of my snipers, my sharpshooters, etc. I appreciate all the super chats so far. CEP3 Gaming with the $20 super chat. He says, gentlemen, if you ever doubted what Donovan preaches, type in the YouTube search Reddit stories relationship and count how many times you see the phrase wife cheated versus the opposite. Getting a passport is the best option today. Guys, I say it all the time. If you have any doubts whatsoever about the validity of what we talk about here in the manosphere, you just need to do a couple of things. There are a few professions that you can have, and we're going to get to the phone lines here in a second. Number 1, be a taxi or an Uber driver. Number 2, go to Reddit. The reason why I say go to Reddit is because on Reddit, people speak very freely and openly. And the reason why they speak freely and openly is because, well, you can write under the shroud of anonymity. When you're anonymous and nobody knows who you are, you can be completely honest. So if there is any doubt as to what we talk about here is indeed the truth, become a taxi or limo driver or go to Reddit. 516-387-1987, 516-387-1987. The phone lines are open. Let us go to Jay Blaze in Maine. Jay Blaze, you're on Live with Donovan.
Hey, Don, what's up?
What's going on, man?
So this is the problem with female-led societies. They have no honor.
Right.
Like, if we had, if this guy had done this to a woman, he would have been shamed into marrying her. Without that shame or that honor that men like push in their society, you have this stuff.
What do you think about the dude? What do you think about the guy with these 7 baby mamas? Do you think, I mean, and again, I've been honest, man, like it's not something I would do, but I'm not going to sit here and hate on this guy for playing the game better than the women. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't hate on it because we live in a society that promotes it.
Right.
But if we had honor, like a male-led society, this guy would have been forced to marry or, provide for that first child.
There you go.
And it would have stopped her right there. But with a female-led society, they push polyamory.
Yep.
And so they push this. Like, we have created laws where the woman thinks of, because this guy is not the father. The government is the father.
Yes. That is correct. Yeah, anytime you have oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You can finish your thought.
Oh, if we brought back shame, then this guy would be the father, and they would have two options. He would either have to make it work, or he'd have to pay, and that keeps like the yin and yang. That keeps both parties accountable, because she shouldn't have to say, "Oh yeah, I don't need you because I have the government to fall back on." Like,
right.
That it should be. You have one option, the father.
Okay, very good. Thanks for your thoughts, Jay Blaze. Guys, there are 10 minutes left. There are 10 minutes left to get on the line. There are 10 minutes left. There's only 10 minutes left to call in. If you want to get on the show, you got 10 minutes. Let's go to Joe in Indiana. Joe in Indiana, you're on Live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Hey, sorry, Donovan. I was just walking past the loud fan. How are you, brother?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Hey, not too bad. Not too bad. Hey, love the work. Love the red pill. Love you and Rolo.
Thank you.
Great stuff, man. But what I was calling in about, I was just going to say, quick suggestion. What I've learned when it comes to this guy with the 7 baby mamas and 7 kids, I made a plan.
Okay.
So the plan is we keep the plan B on hand. So like the last one that I was with, what we did, we agreed, hey, have the fun time.
There you go.
Do whatever we want to do. The next day, plan B, all good.
There you
That's
go.
all it's calling about. Hey, that's how you do it. That's how we roll. That's how it should be today.
Right.
Because if you've already got kids and you don't want to, plan on having any more kids, that should be the plan. Gentlemen, keep the plan B in the top drawer of your nightstand. That's what I was calling in to say.
Joe, appreciate you calling in, man.
Thanks, brother. Take care. Have a good one.
You too, man. Yeah, Joe keeping it real. Joe's keeping it real, man. Listen, guys, if you have kids and you don't want to have any more kids, you need to keep 3-4 plan Bs. You need to keep 3-4 plan Bs on Ready 5. Keep it in that top drawer. Keep it in that nightstand. Keep it in that nightstand. Let's go to Mark in Texas. Mark in Texas, you're on Live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Oh, hey Donovan, this is Mark. How you doing today?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Well, I'm doing all right. Got back from New Orleans, but I'll talk about that in our Zoom call whenever we have that.
Excellent.
I was going to say that the Charlemagne guy just seems like he's in his own little bubble world thinking that this never happens, and it clearly does. And he is just waking up to all of this. He can't imagine what it would be like to be responsible for 7 kids. And so it blows his mind. He doesn't understand, and he's going to have to awaken up to this,
That's right. No, I agree. Listen, at some point there probably will. I don't know. Like it seems like he's done a pretty good job, skirting his biological responsibility. But I mean, at this point, if nobody knows who he is, then there's no way they're going to get child support. I'll give you the last word, Mark.
All right. Well, no, you do well. That's all I really wanted to say.
Thank you very much for calling in. That is Mark in Texas, a regular supporter of mine. I appreciate him calling in very much. Let's go to Jordan in Georgia. Jordan in Georgia, you're on Live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Hey, Donovan, can you hear me good?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. I just want to say, man, you really helped me. Last time I talked to you, the girl I was talking to, still with her. And, I would have fucked up massive.
I remember. So
I would have fucked up, man.
So what happened in that situation? Take us from the last time we talked until today. What happened?
She shit tested me a little. She nearly went out of state to go see a theater play thing.
Uh-oh.
And, I told her, I was like, you can go do that shit. Apparently she told me, but I work too hard, so sometimes I forget something is told to me. But.
Oh, damn it. Jordan, call back in. Jordan got dropped off. I want to get an update. Call back in, Jordan. Let's go to PJ in St. Louis. PJ in St. Louis, you're on live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Hey, Donovan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. Listen, man, I ain't got no smoke for this dude. None at all.
Okay.
And my smoke are for the 7 damn women that, or I should say the 6 women that lined up to shit out his babies.
There you go.
And these same women will come back onto the market asking guys who work their ass off to take care of them, and they try to package that shit like it's a good deal for the guy.
Right.
So I have no smoke for this dude. I mean, and like these, I know all the ladies want to hold this guy accountable. No, you hold them 6 of the broads accountable for actively laying up with this dude who told you the truth. And what a lot of people, what's the unspoken truth about out here, Donovan, is this: most guys actually tell these broads the truth. They just sign up for the game anyway.
There you go. That's exactly right. Let me ask you this. Let me get your last thoughts on this, TJ. What are your thoughts? So clearly you don't have any smoke for the dude. I'm 100% with you. What do you say to the women that say, well, if he didn't bust nuts in these women, then they wouldn't be in this position? They share equal responsibility. What are your what's your response to something like that?
What that they each bear responsibility. Yeah, they both bear responsibility, but the lady has a higher burden of responsibility because she's going to be left holding the bag.
That's right.
She's going to be left holding the bag for these kids. And then here's the thing: if any of these women are economically challenged, then Donovan, you and I are going to be holding the bag for these damn crumb snatchers.
Man, you already
know. And
I'm
not trying to be like provocative about it, but Donovan, let me tell you, I just paid my damn taxes.
Oh boy.
You know what I mean? And I'm thinking to myself, I had to go cut a $5,000 check.
Right.
And most of that is to entitlement programs.
There you go.
Let me tell you something. If there was no child support like in other countries, these women wouldn't be doing this, Donovan. They wouldn't be doing this at all, especially if they had no safety net. That's how I know that these broads know that what they're doing is wrong, because they got a safety net. If they didn't have a safety net, they wouldn't do it.
There you go, man. TJ in St. Louis, thank you for the call. Let's go back to Jordan in Georgia. Jordan, I think you got cut off last time. So I think the last thing I heard you say was that she said that she was going to some theater or something or other.
Yeah.
And you forgot about it. So what happened after that?
She went and cried to her grandma about it. And I guess I compromised a little. I will say, but I went with her in the end.
Okay.
But I went with her to go see it. It didn't work out, but the girls literally said she's loved me. I haven't said that to her. I've been very careful in what I say to her.
Good.
And I thank you for that. And what you say is very specific. So
Good.
she's like all the way with me.
Good.
But I want to ask you, her grandma, she's graduating from X-ray school soon, and she wants to go to like the beach and her grandma and grandpa want to pay for it. They invited me along. What's your opinion on that? Is that like going on a girl's trip, or is that like doing family things?
No.
I couldn't go with them for whatever reason.
Yeah, Jordan, like that's perfectly fine. Like if grandma and grandpa are going to pay for, there's nothing wrong with women traveling so long as it's with you. If they're going to foot the bill and they invited you to come along, that's not a girl's trip. That's a trip for you and her. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. That to me is the best case scenario, and that also shows me that she really does care about you. Because, she's asking her grandparents to foot the bill for both herself and for you. So it sounds like you're doing it right so far, Jordan. I'll give you the last word.
Thank you. I also wanted to say I'm a fabricator. I know the CME is coming up.
Yes, sir.
If I can make a piece for you to have like there, or there's an email I could send to you and like talk to you about some ideas for that, I would love to do that for you out of rebar, out of a propane tank, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Love to do that for you.
Yeah. Donovan Sharpe, ROK@gmail.com. So that's Donovan Sharpe, ROK as in Return of Kings at gmail.com, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. You've changed my life more than anything. You and Rolo are amazing, man. I want to thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate you calling in, man. Those are the calls that make this worth it. Last call of the evening. Let's go to Josh in Greensboro. You are an Uber driver. What's on your mind, Josh?
Yes, hello, Mr. Donovan.
Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm sorry. It's my phone's a little bit breaking up, so it might be a little pause on my end. But I want to go and tell you this.
Okay.
When I heard you just talk about the Uber driver part and about the stories, you are absolutely right. I do Uber, and I'm in the South, right? It's not a popular city, and I do Uber at nighttime. And when you talk about what the women do and their stories, there are so many times, and I want to make sure the men understand this. There are so many times where I do the ride of shame, as I call it, where I am picking up a woman and I'm dropping her off from one boyfriend house to another, or from one boyfriend house to her husband.
Oh!
And when it happened to me the first time, I was like, okay, it's one time. Hey, it's life, it's people. I'm almost averaging like one per day. It's been so bad where I had to tell my wife. And I actually have to have a Kleenex box in my car.
Whoa!
So for some of the men, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, whoa. Let me ask you this, Josh. How do you know it's the rite of shame? Are they telling you? Are they calling people? Like how do you get this information?
Oh, so how do I know? Well, first, some of them would tell me, right?
Okay.
Because some of them, I guess, they want, to get it off their chest. Sometimes what they do is they're on their cell phones. So, I could listen to the conversation.
Of course.
And honestly, I had this happen where I picked up one girl from a hotel, and the guy, was like, hey, I love you, goodbye, So I knew that was the boyfriend-girlfriend from their interaction. And then she gets on the phone, and she calls her girlfriend saying, oh, I need to go home quickly. Hopefully this Uber driver gets me there, so I can see my husband. So there are times where, they tell you, or the other times you just listening to the phone conversation, you're like, man,
wow,
this is ridiculous. And I want to make sure I say something very quickly because my grandma told me this. I'm 36 years old. My grandma told me this when I was 14, 15 years old, and she was a nurse. And she said, no matter what, Joshua, you always get a DNA test.
Yes.
And, I looked at my grandma, and, she said, I've seen stuff. All you men are emotional. All you men take pride when it's your kid, and definitely if it's a son. And I'm telling you right now, get a DNA test.
Wow.
But anyway, that's it. Love the show. Phones keep breaking up, so I'm going to just listen to you on the computer. But take care, you guys.
Thank you, Josh. Josh in Greensboro dropping absolute bars. There you go. There you go, guys. He does Uber every day. He does Uber every day. And he does at least one ride of shame every day, guys. One ride of shame every day. I keep trying to tell you. If you want to verify, if you really want to know if what we talk about here in the big bad manosphere about bitches ain't shit and this and that, sign up for Uber. Drive for Uber for a month. Drive for Uber for a month. Just 1 month. And your eyes will be opened. If there is any doubt, drive an Uber or go to Reddit stories/cheating. Rizzo, 529 with a $5 super chat says, keep that plan B in your nightstand, fellas. The last woman bought it and I paid her back $30 or 18 years of support. That's exactly right. Listen, you're going to pay, you can pay her a little now or a lot later. That's just how that goes. Wow. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Uber drivers know. Uber drivers know. They absolutely know. They absolutely know. DeRay Davis says, Uber X confessions. I'm actually one step ahead of you. I told Dev, write that down. Because when I start traveling city to city, I might just start doing panels with Uber drivers. I might just start doing that. I think that would be a fantastic idea. You want to know the truth about shit? Ask Uber drivers, y'all. Trying to tell you. Guys, do not forget to follow me on Instagram at Donovan Sharpe TSR, as well as on Twitter at Donovan's Den. Let me remind you once again, make sure you scoop up my newest free ebook, Dead Bedroom, The Cure for a Sexless Relationship. Just go to tsracademy.com/free. Plug in your very best email, follow the instructions in the book, and watch your relationship go from the desert to the rain forest. That is going to do it for this, the 944th edition of TSR Live. My thanks to all of my members, patrons, Sharpe Street members, and super chatters. Have a great night, guys. We'll see you next time. Take care.